we got the War Chief, the King of Orcs, fighting for survival. The current reigning world champion fighting for survival against Colorful. Remo, I know you praise Colorful very high, but does the young Chinese have a shot in this matchup?
He does have a chance. Kind of the same that Sok had. So, not the greatest one, but there is one. He showed against Lingwagwa that he can be very strong in this matchup. Cleared 2-0 there in the lower bracket in the first round. But this is Lin. This is the best orc in the world. Almost, by a hair, almost beating Moon in the upper bracket. It was so close. It was an insane series. The best series of the tournament so far. And he's going into this as the massive favorite. Anything other than Lin making it out in second place would be a massive upset.
I definitely agree. But I have to give Colorful some praise here. He definitely stepped it up this year. I feel like he matured a lot. Judging from his performances, he got a map off of Moon. Lingwagwa wasn't really a threat for him. And in the team league, he seemed to be the team captain of LP Club instead of Colorful, who was it before. So Colorful's performance this year, pretty good. Lots of round of 8 runs. Of course, the big win at the very early stage of the year against Rogue Warriors in the WGL Team League Team Grand Final. 4th place at WCAA, CC Masters round of 8. The solo accomplishments not that great yet, but definitely getting better and better and better. After a slump in 2019, feels like Colorful really wants to accomplish something in his Warcraft career. And man, what a crowning accomplishment that would be to knock out the world champ right here. It's not looking too great, as you say. The track record this year is 1-4. So only one win. That was in Yule Cup 4 pretty early this year in around April or something. Since then, yeah, Lin pretty much on the killing spree here. 4 wins in a row. Will that stop? Is the question. And will we see the Farseer Headhunters by Lin once again? Or does he save that for the real tough opponents, for Moon and Lawlight?
Yeah, that's a good question. When does he play this strategy? What causes this strategy? I mean, he's already played it. I don't think there's much point in hiding it anymore. But does he think he needs to play it against Moon specifically? Does he think against Colorful the standard is good enough? And that, of course, he must be a little more comfortable with. There is definitely arguments to be made to play different strats against different opponents. We saw that, for example, from Sok in the upper bracket in Group A. Against Alice, he played completely standard. And against Lawlight, then he played non-standard, which unfortunately for him didn't work out too well. But whatever Lin plays here, he is expected to win.
Yeah, I agree. Even though one of Colorful's best matchups is the one versus Orc, Lin is just, if he's not playing Moon, an absolute god. We'll see what the maps are here. We got Concealed Hills, Echo Isles, and Northern Isles. Remo, does that tell you anything already?
The fact that he's vetoing LR is very strange to me. So it's usually a good map against Keeper, and it's also a good map for Headhunters. And he also defeated Moon on LR.
Does he think that Colorful is playing Talons?
Oh.
But Colorful never plays Talons. Does he?
Maybe he recently started to. Yeah, LR is by far the best Talon map. That's absolutely right. Colorful also vetoing Twisted. It's very interesting to see the map veto between in this matchup between players. Moon, for example, loves Twisted. Everybody's afraid of Moon playing on that map and vetoes it for that reason. But in many cases, Night Elves are careful with that map also. So we are left with Concealed, Northern, the new maps, and Echo Isles.
Once again, Colorful is $1,200 away from becoming the most successful Chinese Night Elf ever, surpassing Zhou Shishi with this. And you know what? That's pretty much exactly what you get for the round of 8. Also in the pre-match interviews, he said he wants to become the strongest, or the second strongest Night Elf, surpassing Lawlight. But for that, he also needs a better run, and that would mean at least semifinals. I like that he sets himself high goals, speaks with a lot of confidence, and sums up his year for sure.
Yeah, I like the point of Lawlight. He's the next aim in his vision. And in our opinion, he's not quite there yet, but maybe he's going to get there. But what Lawlight certainly did, in my opinion, is inspire Night Elves to get to the next level by showing that it's possible. Lawlight had been somewhat clearly below the top level for a long time, but with how good he's been playing recently, he's really been able to reach that highest level of Warcraft competition. And other players seeing this, that Lawlight, with a lot of work and practice, can get to that stage. I'm sure that is inspiring Colorful and probably many other Night Elves out there as well.
All right, we go into the match. The team captain of LP versus the star player of ELL. Will the world champion struggle? Will we see a little Cinderella story with Colorful here? It is one of his best matchups. Always has been. Lin, if there's a matchup he struggles with, it's definitely this. Or is it the matchup versus Moon, with Moon being the 5th race and Lin doesn't have a weakness except that? We'll see about that. We got Concealed Hill, map number 1. We see the King of Orcs in the upper right and Colorful and new Night Elf Protege in the bottom left.
Colorful is going to be playing standard here. He always does. He doesn't really surprise us. He's not the most influential, not the most innovative player who plays solid, and he usually follows what the other greats are doing. The question is, what's Lin going to show us? Is he again going to play the Farseer Headhunter, highly entertaining tier 3 style? Seems like this time the answer to that question is no. We're going to have a Barracks early along with the Altar. This very much looks like standard Blade Master Grunt.
Yeah, and this means he's hiding strategies for the quarterfinal. If he goes to the quarterfinal, he would meet with Lawlight, and then he might need the the Farseer Headhunter once again. But I don't think there's a reason for Lin to not trust this build. He's been very, very strong throughout the year with this build against all the Night Elves except Moon. So if that works for the entire year, why move away from it if you don't feel desperate?
Yeah, true. The point you brought up earlier, Lin, against Night Elf, yeah, sometimes he struggles, but it's not like he's really weak against Night Elf. It's just Moon who's so insanely good. Moon and Lawlight. These two stand out above the rest by far in this matchup. Colorful, also, yeah, he's good in this matchup. It is a strong matchup of his, but normally not quite on the same level.
Did you see in chat, by the way, Wong is giving us a little trivia about Colorful. Colorful's nickname on NetEase translates to copying. So he's well aware of this.
Seems to fit pretty well. 2 Burrow Tech, by the way, here by Lin. So he's going to get lots of grunts out really early. Also, did not go for a shop, so he's harassing very quickly. That last hit would have been amazing to get, but doesn't quite get it there in the end. And that's level 2 for the Keeper. That makes quite a big difference, man. If he had been there for the last hit, this would have helped out in the early game tremendously. But now, Keeper's level 2. Now he's got Entangle. And with that, especially grunts are in quite some danger once there's a couple of Huntresses out.
Yep, but Lin seems to be familiar with playing with hero only against Moon. He was parking like 5 Headhunters in his base for the first 4 minutes. Blade Master in Windwalk once again. Keeper's trying to find him. So far, no progress here in the early mid-game stages in the tier 2 transition phase. We see the TP sold. Oh, just a circlet, no staff, okay.
Both want to get the staff here.
Yeah.
Dust for the Keeper. And has to run away from the shop. This is the nice thing about playing aggressively with Blade Master. You can pressure the Keeper and then try to steal the staff away. At 1900 hours, it becomes available. And Lin definitely wants to grab it up.
Got it.
Like you will.
Yeah, and moves away from it. That was to be expected. Good early game for Colorful with the level 2. Yep, that's the minimum he needs to acquire. And now we get Huntress who are so good in straight up fights, and especially building kills against Orc. That's where the Hunters really, really shine. Archers oftentimes only for a little bit of creeping early on and then to counter something later. But for the majority of the early mid game, it's gonna be Hans. Now an expansion. Lin didn't see it, but I think from the positioning that Colorful showed us, he can expect it.
At some point, at least. It's always hard to tell when's the lineup going to expand. There's so many different timings. There's a super greedy 1 Archer Expo. There's muscle up to 40, maybe even 50 supply first, then expand. There's this one right here, somewhere in between. If Lin brings 4 grunts, this is definitely easy to kill. But does he want to bring him? Is he going to lose him?
He was creeping quite a bit on the northern side. Now heals up at the fountain, so this will definitely take some time. And Colorful seems to be very ready for this. With the claw, he has good damage. Treants and Tangle always ready. And I think, yeah, Lin is moving back to the northern side of the map, so no early push.
Do you think he's going to go Mirror Image on level 2?
Yes, very sure. Especially with his items. Like, yeah, with a lot of claws, crit is going to be good, but Lin is so brutal with these lightning shields. I'm very sure this mirror image is going to be a priority to him.
And there comes the crit. I would have expected mirror image
you think
as
on level
well,
2. Okay. Yeah. I thought down the road. Like level 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, there definitely. But sometimes we even seen it on level 2.
Sorry, I got you wrong there. No, level 2. A little bit of damage. You need this element of surprise there as well. Because it forces Night Elf to play a little more careful. If you see mirror image early, you can calculate the damage very well, even though there is, of course, a range with the right clicks. But if you're constantly under the threat of a critical strike, that makes playing a little more dangerous. Colorful, what's that? Losing a Huntress to the creeps. Is that the nerves showing again?
Yeah, that can absolutely be a painful loss. Serpent Wards first. Shadowhunter begins creeping. There is an early War Mill, no Beastry, so no Wind Riders, no early Hex aggression. A style that, for example, Fly has been playing a lot. Blade Master shows up, cancels the Ancient of War, and his staff is ready again, by the way, so he can cancel also the Entangled Gold Mine a lot.
Oh, this is gonna be annoying. I vividly remember this one game of Focus where I think you weren't there, where he had his staff and just stood there with Shadow Melt next to the Entangled Gold Mine, and whenever there was an attempt by Flight to get this Gold Mine running, he was just there, chick, Entangled Gold Mine gone. There was not much progress on the Blade Master, of course. Last hit. Was it the Keeper? I'm not sure. I think so.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Nothing for the Shadow.
Good one.
Oh, that's more Entangles coming in. But, okay. Shaman is there. So that was 3 Entangles for 1 Shaman kill. That's totally fine. Totally fine for Lin.
Yeah.
Where's the Blade? He was around the south.
It's bottom
He's
right.
still there.
Yeah.
He can cancel the Entangled again. This is a pretty good mid-game so far for Lin, I'd say.
Yeah, I agree. Smooth sailing so far. Yes, losing a Shaman hurts because you really want a lot of mana on them. But if your opponent loses a lot of mana as well, take that trade. And this should be the same case here.
Oh, Dust. Sentry.
Nothing.
He doesn't
Just lets him go.
So he would be fine.
Even with Acid Bomb and Entangle?
Yeah, if you staff right after you get Entangle, he's gonna get out. Only takes 3 seconds. Or is it 2? It's pretty fast.
Right, a little bit of healing. And Lin is getting ready for the big push. He's doing a great job delaying Colorful. There's no real pressure. And Lin seems to be counter-expanding here.
Yeah. Another Huntress went down at the fountain, by the way. I'm not sure if the Blade Master forced that or if the Huntress was just there too long. But the Huntress went down. That's the second Huntress lost unnecessarily. Colorful still not too close to 50 supply. There's an AP coming up there in the corner that's kind of cool. But there's also going to be a tower and a burrow there. Oh, and the Blade Master. Yeah. Uh-oh. Difficult position. If he gets surrounded here without Entangle, he's going to die.
Yeah, he will try to staff out, and then there's Entangle canceling it, but there's a little opening. And that is the way for Lin to get out of there. 1 split second where you give this tiny chance to Lin, and he's ready, man. He's so ready.
And that could have been done a little bit better as well. That could have been a block. Not easy to do, to be fair. But yeah, the Blade Master gets out. Staffs north. Should be able to take out that AP as well. And the Expo is going to be standing. And Colorful doesn't even have a real supply lead.
That's the big thing, right? You really need that massive Huntress, but if you lose them to creeps, Hard to establish that. We do see the first little distraction push. The Blade Master was taking care of the AP. That was a nice reaction to Lin's expansion, but Grunts with great surface area on the Archer. Lots of Moon Juice used already. It's a fairly decent fight. The Shadow Hunter's level 3. Big damage from the Serpent Wards. Will you just close it out already?
No, this is just a bit of poking. With only 41 supply, he can't do that much. He's spamming a bit of mana. Killing even some archers. That's not too bad. But this is mostly designed to distract. Maybe bring Colorful back from creeping, as he still doesn't have very high levels. Alchemist still not level 3. That's normally what really enables this mass style in the late game with the healing.
And now this is level 3. This should be Mirror Image Totem.
Okay, going early into walkers, way before tier 3. Interesting.
Level 2 crit, by the way. Oh, with 2 claws. That's my way of playing Blade Master.
Could just be for the single Spirit Link to protect the blade. It's not bad. Level 4 Shadow Hunter would be tremendous to have. To have the level 2 heal wave.
You need a lot of healing, though. Of course you have the heal wave, but it's your second spell. Heal scrolls as well. You already catch a lot of AoE, plus the Spirit Link. It's going to be great damage distribution there. It could backfire when everything dies at once, but the early stage of the fight, it will look like Lin is almost losing nothing at all.
Yeah, he may also only have Blade Master and 3 other targets linked, so that most of the army isn't affected. I think it's mostly about protecting the blade. Especially with those items and those crits. Legion Doomhorn at the red cam, that's a great drop for Colorful, and his army's starting to get big. Also a good item for the Shadow Hunter, more intelligence for him now at +9. He's got a lot of mana to use, and not too far away anymore from that level 4.
Okay, we have the first big fight here probably. Lots of archers, really.
That's not a good position for Lin here. Coming in through this little bottleneck, but now Hunters is suddenly not in the front anymore, but now the Archers in the back on the high ground. This looks like a very good position for Colorful.
Yeah, Lin realizes this immediately as well. It's like, okay, maybe not. But, oh my god, he gets the Alchemist. How did that happen? Out of position here, and he just dies. He had the TP. Colorful. What's this? And the Keeper gets surrounded as well, kind of?
Oh, he doesn't have a TP anymore.
He can't get out. He's trying to press forward. Joinks the Keeper out. Oh, massive mistake.
I think he could have killed that Keeper as well. Pop the speed scroll, mass purge. What was that, Colorful? Again, he's making the big mistakes in WGL, I guess.
Yeah,
Maybe,
right. This...
Like, when he gave the TP to the Alchemist, it spawned in a weird position. Maybe he hit the wrong button for the inventory.
Man, it's so weird. He played a good next tournament. He played a good WGTL, but something is off with Colorful during the solo gold leagues. Against Linguagua, that didn't really show, but here there's big flaws in this game.
Yeah, and Lin just playing really well. Really, really, really well. Pretty much a perfect game so far by the Orc, I think.
Yeah. Almost overstepping there in the middle when the position wasn't good, but realizing it immediately. Defense upgrades, Witch Doctors for vision. This is gonna be a nice army. 70 supply almost.
And he's about to have level 4/4. Double heal scrolls. Great inventory.
Wonderful game for Lin.
He can transition soon into tier 3 if he wants.
Oh, he has the totem already. Why not go for more Torrent? They seem to be really good against archers. That double pulverize anyone. Continues to creep. Wants more experience. Wants this dragon. Wants the item. And... okay, just a little stat boost. Could be, of course, more damage. Oh, looks like Boots of Kel'Thalas to me. Plus 23 and crit level 2. Have fun dealing with this Colorful. Colorful usually one of the best players in the entire world to use wisps and detonates. We haven't seen this so far. And this would be big. I mean, the wisps are ready now. But Lin saw this. Should be ready for this. Yep. Oh my. These detonates don't connect at all. And we see... what? Ethereal walkers with lightning shields. He can't attack it except with spells.
Oh my god, that's next level. It
That
doesn't
is-
have connection yet. Okay, there it is.
Oh, this is so good. Lin and the walkers. He just renewed his love for the walkers. It doesn't seem to do too much at the moment, but the alchemist is caught out of guard again, and that's the second kill. I don't know if the staff was on cooldown or not, but the staff was ready. Oh my, this is an absolute disaster of a game. Keeper, TP out this time. All right.
240 crit. Yikes. Okay. Cool idea, man. I haven't seen that before. Honestly, not that crazy good.
Nah.
Considering how expensive this all is, it's not really very efficient.
But how cool is it, though?
But it's really cool.
It's
True.
amazing. That's the Lin plays, man. Ethereal form lightning shield. Yeah, nice. First the resurrections against Moon, and now the lightning shield walkers. Seems to be his unit of the tournament, and there we see it again. Do you want do you want to use an entangle just for this? I don't think so.
Oh my god. Yeah, they have resistant skin. They won't die to entangle.
Yeah. Splits the army, lightning shield on the archers doing so much damage. Grunts, not even necessary in the fight, it's just hacking at this tree. Supply is even, but you don't want that as a night elf. You want 10, 15, 20 supply more. And this Blade Master is dealing with these archers, man. Ooh, one shot, one kill.
Give me the big crit. 240. Where is it?
190.
Bam!
Lightning
Close to
shield again.
5.
204. Goes for the keeper. No alchemist in this, and the heal spray is severely lacking. Lin is maxed out. He's at 80. He's close to 5. GG. No chance at all for Colorful.
That was a very one-sided game. Lin, God mode. Lin God mode again. He destroyed Linguagua. He almost defeated Moon. Lin keeps up his shape and gets the 1-0 lead here against Colorful. It's not like Colorful played bad, really. Okay, he lost a couple of hunts. That was suboptimal. And, okay, that Alchemist. That was a big mistake. True, I will give you that. But other than that, it was a solid enough game. But Lin just played this counter style, this counter keeper hunts expo style pretty much perfect.
Yeah. I kind of agree. It wasn't a bad game. Like, it wasn't a super bad game, but on the very top level, in the top 16 of the world, this is not allowed to happen. And especially not against the strongest orc in the world. You just get punished hard. And once Lin finds fun in a game and he's styling on you, you know what the clock strikes. The clock strikes GG. Colorful needs to step up massively. We have seen that yesterday from WFZ, who got crushed in game 1 and then had a strong comeback. Maybe Colorful's map now will spark a little fire. Otherwise, we say goodbye to him in the group stage once again. Colorful, this is he's a tragic figure of the Gold Leagues. That is he's been in 7 Gold Leagues, only made it to the playoffs once, and doesn't look like it's gonna change in the 8th participation.
Unless he can massively step it up, play much better now. Kind of like WFZ did it before against Chimiko. It is not impossible, but it's hard to do, especially against Lin. Those Lightning Shield Walkers, man, how cool was that? Still innovating so many years later. All the orcs around the world are looking very intently at these games. Lin is the maestro that everyone is trying to copy, but nobody can.
Can you see the little professor working on his strategies in his room alone, just in a deep thought process? And then there comes the light bulb. There comes the idea. Like, oh yeah, that's a cool thing. If I get the chance, I'm gonna showcase this. We have our picks and bans here. This, as you can see, Northern Isles Colorful's map. And this was the great map between Lin and Moon. And now, if you're Colorful, you can't be sure. Is it Blade Master? Is it Farseer? Hard to predict, and this seems to be quite a phenomenon now in the Warcraft scene for 2020. Maybe that is the theme, that more races have more variety, so you can't be sure what you're playing against anymore.
Yeah, true. Orc and Undead, weirdly enough, have become very multifaceted. Night Elf, in many cases as well, but not really in this matchup. In this matchup, it's all Keeper, Hunts, Expo, and I guess late game Archer, maybe MG. Talons, you know, Talons were the talk of a town for a long while, but still nobody's playing Talons apparently. Not that I'm complaining.
The Talon map here and there would be nice, but in general, I definitely agree. Yeah, it feels like there was a Talon hype for like 1-2 days, and then it was gone. Like after DreamHack Anaheim, no one was talking about Talons anymore, and no one was playing them anymore, weirdly enough. So, Colorful facing his 7th group stage elimination, and things are not looking good for Lin. Yes, he is the big orc dominator in the scene for a long time, and he is our reigning champion, but he was eliminated in the group stage 3 times as well. So for him, nerves sometimes showing in gold leagues as well on the biggest stage. That can happen. So, is it gonna be another 2-0 on day 5, or will Colorful force game 3? It is Lin in the bottom left, it is Colorful in the upper right. Let's go.
We take a look at the builds, and we see, again, no War Mill, again, no Headhunters. I was kind of expecting it on this map. This map is really good for Headhunters. You can creep very well against the creeps, which are mostly heavy armor. Also, the TC can benefit from that quite a bit. But no, Lin is playing standard here again with the Blade.
You know what? In the games against Moon, he always lost 3 Headhunters and then did some kind of transition. So maybe there is some late game stuff that Lin was planning for, but we haven't seen yet. So he could be pretty sure to not lose 3 or 4 Headhunters against Colorful, but maybe 1 or 2, and then that's the standard gameplay. But he saves that for the big quarterfinal against Lawlight.
Yeah, I'm still not too sure that he's saving things against Lawlight. I think he's playing... The strats he's playing is believing to be solid, but we'll see how it goes against Lawlight. What kind of strategy he's going to play, because that matchup is looking more and more likely. Unless Colorful now can step it up immensely and improve on his previous performance. One thing that Lin certainly can't do on this map is play aggressively with the Blade Master right away and then have grunts creeping on the map and then healing up at the fountains. This luxury not available to orcs or Northern Isles or to anybody. So he's going to start off with a bit of creeping himself first and giving the Keeper quite a bit of space in this early game.
Yeah, it's level 2 guaranteed. Is he switching up his build, Colorful? We've pretty much seen the same build from his against Orc, right? It's kind of the same expansion timing that he played against Linguagua as well.
Yeah, this could be extremely fast.
Yeah.
Is he going to expand on the spot with 1 archer? The greed! But if it works out, it's great, of course. Great items for the Keeper. Gloves and claws +9. Whilst the Blade is going for a level 2 creep. This is way more defensive than we're used to seeing from orcs nowadays. He's rewarded greatly with slippers plus circlet. A little bit lucky there is Lin. And that's the level 2.
Now Windwalk creeping with crit first to speed things up a little.
Next circlet?
Yep.
Oh, wow. He's beefing up really hard.
On this map, it's not that normal. Oh, we see an AP. Nice. We haven't seen this before, really. One at the expo, but that was already too late. And Lin? Oh, this grunt is scouting for it, right? I was about to say, like, it's not scouting for it. That should be the perfect timing. And of course he is.
Can he cancel it still? Yeah, should be easily in time. But it forces Lin back. It gives Colorful a lot of time to creep. No, wait, actually it's not. He's coming down there with the Keeper. Okay, with Entangle. Blade Master can't go for a staff. He's going to the shop trying to get it, but the Keeper stole it. And suddenly this is looking a little scary. Next Entangle comes in. There's the Huntress. And this grunt is going to go down, and the AP will be finishing. the Blade Master's movement, his positioning on the map, perhaps a little too greedy, not respecting the option of an AP.
Really cool play by Colorful. Planting this AP has become quite of, like, kind of the norm. But then it gets scouted and cancelled, so it buys a little time. It forces the Orc army back. But Colorful exploiting that in a way that the grunts can't really be hidden. And so he's there to punish it, put some damage on it. Then Lin has to move away. And boom, there's this AP up and distracting. Now, this takes a lot of creep time away from Lin.
Yeah, this is really nice. With the Tree of Life coming, this is a great play. And again, Lin has to be careful about these grunts. He only has 2 left, with the one he lost earlier. Waiting for the shadow. May want to go Hex first to go for the hunts, but that might hurt him in the late game then. Blade Master, though, is very strong, as we noticed before.
Oh, yeah, the right clicks, they hurt. But Colorful is, of course, not designed to do lots of damage or to cancel the tech tree or whatever. It's buying time for his expansion, and that should be pretty safe. The Blade Master on map 1 at this time was hacking and slaying away at it, canceling the Entangled Goldmine. Not the case here, and he decides to go for Hex first. Kills the Huntress with it, but it's still fine.
100 crit. Ouch.
Ah.
Level 1.
Colorful does need level 3. Probably gonna get it here.
Yeah, this is a nice creep. Taking that away from him as well. Oh. And Lin reads that he might be doing this. Okay, there's a sentry there, actually. Alright. So he saw it, in fact. Going for the Keeper now. Hex, that's dangerous. Has to TP out. And that TP missing against a Hex build can become quite dangerous.
I really, really like that they added a clock, by the way. It seems to be a little unreliant, but this is a nice addition to the overlay for sure. Ring of
Next
Regen. Oh, for Roaming Blade Master, the dream!
Yeah. Even in the late game fights, like, he's always going to be taking a bit of chip damage. That item is passively going to heal him over time. It's not that much, but, you know, little by little, gradual healing. And then again, trying with a counter expo. Quite early, at least. Towers coming up early. Yeah. Does he have the lumber for reinforced defenses, is the question. He had to repair a lot earlier because of that AP pressure. He may not have the lumber to go for everything he wants, like tower expo and reinforced.
I like Colorful's position. And I like that he's not giving up, showing fighting spirit, showing cool ideas. Seems more stable now. Maybe needed a little time to get into this series. Let's the creep slip through. That's not perfect. And of course, time for the Shadow Hunter here as well. Do we have Sentinels? No, right? Oh, Blade Master got the invul. That's big.
Oh, forgetting about Sentinels is a big deal. Maybe he's gonna get the dust at least? Yeah.
Yep,
okay.
Gets it now. Okay. Before we're... Oh, Lin!
Oh, with the invul! That's quite bold! Doesn't
get
get the last hit or item. That was an invul going nowhere.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a waste. Here comes the focus fire with Entangle, but the Orc army is there. Is it ready, though? Close to level 3 only. Fighting into this choke. Not that easy to engage for the grunts, but with the purge, he gets at least 1 kill.
Why is Colorful not fighting back? These shaman are out of mana.
Maybe misinterpreting the situation a little. That gives Lin level 3. But not a flawless game by Lin so far.
Looking human for once. Yeah, I think Colorful was a little too cautious there. Shaman mana was basically gone.
After game 1, can you blame him? That he's a little more careful? I don't know. He's gonna be supply stuck for a while. Oh, the repair's a little late. Colorful starting to make mistakes. Maybe triple Serpent Wards adds a lot of damage.
Yeah. And this snake pit is so dangerous against the hunts.
Yeah.
Archers don't mind that too much, but the hunts certainly do. And the Blade Master in the back, finding more Moonwell cancels. Gets the level 3 as well. What's gonna skill this time? Archers dying one after the next. The Hunts can't really engage.
No.
They're doing barely any damage. The Hunt, they just go in, take a few shots, have to micro back.
Yeah, the archers have to do the damage, but it's definitely lacking. We have mirror image this time. So we'll probably not see the walkers.
Love
Lin
this
is
mirror image.
colorful, has 1,000 gold. How does he have 1,000 gold?
Supply blocked, I guess. Under a bit of pressure here as well. Hard to do everything perfectly when Lin is pressuring you so much and he's finding so many kills. Lin hasn't lost any units up here. He used a lot of mana, yes. And keeping all these units alive when you don't have heal wave, that's also quite insane.
And the Hunter's Hall is gone. No more hunts for colorful. Walkers are coming in again. Wow, it looked kind of good and then it didn't.
Another cancel attack there. Oh my god, Lin.
This looks so easy from Lin's perspective.
And this was like when I was talking with Hitman and we both thought Keeper Hunts was a weak strategy. This is what the games looked like. And we thought, it's weak, you have to play Talons instead. But then came Moon and you showed us how to properly play this with the perfect build. It's so hard to have the perfect build. But if you have it down like Moon, it is very strong. And other times, Lin demolishes you like we see here.
Yeah, these are supposed to be super clutch games. These are supposed to be do or die games, but so far very, very, very one-sided. Will probably change with the next series. They should be way more competitive, but what is the way out for colorful? He's also short on lumber, as Lin was killing quite some wisps, and he has to rebuild so much.
Ring plus 4 is actually really nice for the Alchemist, but what's more important than that is level 3, which he still doesn't have.
Subi Mask also really good for the Alchemist. Can't complain about items for sure. Okay, now a lot of Moonwolves at this expo. The main base is wide open.
True. What's the Shadow gonna skill on level 4? Hex level 2 really doesn't help much. Against an Alchemist, it might be okay.
Could just be a safety heal wave. Yep, and it is. We see a little more 1-to-1 builds on level 4. Like, Chimiko likes to play that as well with Water Elemental 1, Aura 1, Blizzard 1 in certain matchups.
Yeah, if the Shadow gets to level 5, then Healing Wave is really good. And if he gets to 6, then he has the perfect build.
Yeah. Claws plus 9. Lin can't complain about items either. Okay, Colorful. You got a huge supply lead. Can you do something with it? With mostly archers. It's looking really rough. The numbers kind of lie this time. Wisps come in, but Lin always with the Shaman on the opposite side of the detonates. Can you do something about them now? Focus fire. Yeah. Now it might be even too late. Wow. What's it? 1-2 detonates, but they only hit the heroes. That's not the most important thing.
The Walker is back with the Lightning Shield.
Yep.
He's doing okay damage. Blade Master with the crits also providing more DPS.
The only one who's losing army is Colorful. We're almost equal supply. We started this fight with a 15 supply lead. Lightning Shield, Heal Scroll had to be used. The Hunters can't have damage uptime. They're either dead or hidden. The heroes suffer as well. The Blade Master is dealing out tons of crazy damage. AoE Dispel against the Treants. Wow, this build by Lin looks really good.
This time it looks quite effective, just with one Walker. And that was a fight with which Colorful was to be able to get ahead. Maybe pressure, maybe expand again. But he's not really ahead now, is he?
No, he just lost 15 supply to pretty much nothing. I think he got 1 kill or something.
He is going tier 3, so he's going to have upgrades, marksmanship, and more soon. 3 grunts. Cute, okay. Lin wants to make sure he has stable front line.
Yeah.
Would love to know those upgrades as well. I imagine some armor upgrades should have been researched by now.
Yeah, Lin, big fan of that. Once again, going crit level 2, by the way. I wonder if he just adjusts it to his inventory. Seems to be very smart.
Yeah, I guess the thing is, if you play this cool Walker style, you don't need the mass illusion to use Lightning Shield. You have the Walkers to use Lightning Shield on.
Yeah. Okay, here we go again. No Wisp detonates this time. He's waiting for it, expecting them to come from the bottom right. Oh, Lin is so aware of what could even happen. He's 2 steps ahead of Colorful all the time. And yeah, there is decent focus fire on the grunts, but with Spirit Link and Heal Wave, it's really, really hard to get rid. The Blade Master was gone for a second, but there was an Ankh, of course.
And so Spirit Link applied again to once again protect him. Cool build by Lin. So many different units. Kodos, Grunts, Shaman, Walker, Illusions with Mirror Image.
You can't even retreat in peace, because then there's the Walker with Lightning Shield again.
And how do you kill this freaking Walker? It's like impossible.
Yeah. Talents. I don't know, man.
Double minus armor. Look at those Walkers, man. Oh my god.
Unbelievable.
We have to see Moon play against this. He's gonna have the perfect answer.
Yeah, it like
then we're gonna be like, oh yeah, of course. Of course. What would actually be crazy good against this army is Chimeras.
Yeah.
But, you know, they are very expensive, very far away, and also not too hard to counter once you know about them.
This is really interesting. Like, how to counter this. Or do you need to counter it? Might be the next question.
He's even going out of ethereal form just to taunt Colorful a little bit.
Lin is clearly having fun. Same supply, even a small lead. Tier 3 by Lin as well. Time for Tauren. I mean, yeah, theoretically you could play Dryads as well, right? Because they're magic immune, but it's a long tech tree as well.
Still no red camps taken. Getting Khadga's Pipe would have insane value for Lin.
We even get Raiders now. The Shadow Hunter is level 5 for the 2-2-1 build. Blade Master close as well, for what I can only imagine is crit level 3. Problem for the Walkers is they're kind of slow, so getting into position does take some time. But Ensnare definitely helps with that. Okay, here come the next Wisps for detonates, but again, the Shaman are so far away from these Wisps. He can't do anything with them. That is what oftentimes broke the Orc's neck. When there was no mana for Purge and Lightning Shield anymore, but with this positioning, there's always mana.
Lightning Shield in the back again. Shaman still have good mana all around. Lin is gonna fall back here, as now he doesn't have mana on the Shadow anymore. But he's barely losing anything. Up at 70 supply now. Yeah. Soon to add in Torrents, probably.
Yeah, this Lin army is gonna get even more scary with an Orb of Lightning, with Warsong upgrades. Pit Lord 3rd for... Oh, Howl. I thought he's gonna go Cleave for even more AoE. Yeah, how to deal with this now? He's going for the Alchemist, tons of damage on him. And without Howl, with Howl, there's no damage. Okay, he gets the Kodo. That was sweet. But another TP out. Another fight where Lin loses barely anything. Moves the Alchemist away. There was lightning shot on him, so that's nice. Bottom 3rd. Also not sure what that... if that adds too much. It's an Orb carry, okay.
Yeah, it's an alright addition. But the thing is, this is like mass range, mass units, rather fragile. This is where the Torrents could be sealing the deal, if the deal is not already sealed.
Yeah. The problem with this tier 1 build is, of course, there's almost no utility. There's no Dispel, there's no Reach, there's no Roar, there's no Fury Fire. There's like no abilities, really, that you can use. It's simple mass. I mean, you can, yeah, Sentinel, okay, but that doesn't hurt your opponent, really.
Yeah, there's an upside and a downside to the strategy. Like, the upside is it's pretty easy to execute micro-wise, mostly like A-click and use your spells. But on the highest level in the super late game, there's also very few things to use. This is a major downside as well when we go so late into the game, whereas Lin has so many abilities.
We're gonna have Bloodlust soon. This Blade Master is gonna go crazy in the Pit Lord as well. Raider is falling okay, so there's a lack of control, but Lightning Shield on the Pit Lord, Howl of Terror, Wisps come in again. Will they be able to detonate this time? He just takes them out with Lightning Shield, or most of them. Whew. Rough game. Of course, Colorful doesn't want to disappoint his fans. Will try his best. It's always hard to give up on 2 bases. But for minutes now he's fighting uphill. Colorful's Podem is getting wrecked. And so is the rest of his army. Below 50 supply. Lightning Shield again. It's just such a one-sided affair.
Yeah.
And that's it! Double G's, Lin, June Park in the quarterfinal. We will see a Korean Orc versus Night Elf battle as he is facing Lawliot.
No surprises in Group B. Very few surprises so far in this whole tournament. The gods survive. Lawlight, 1-0 Moon, and Lin in the first 2 groups. That is half our games done for the day, leaving us with 2 more in, I think, less one-sided matches.
I definitely agree. As you say, the favorite prevail. Now, second half. We will see an Orc mirror. So at the moment, we stand at 2 human, 2 Night Elf, 1 Orc. Can we get the perfect race distribution here today? For the Orcs, that will be the case, as the next one is Fly versus Focus. This matchup, Snokus said it's 60-40 favored in favor of Fly. But Focus is a very, very lucky man. The Chinese have that meme as well, by the way. I asked today. Yeah, so will the items help Focus out here? That's going to be the next question. This round of 8, Remo, is lining up to be absolutely insane.
Yeah, true. We are getting closer and closer to the final stages, to where the big boys play. And this is going to be an excellent Orc mirror as well. Also a lot of pride on the line, right? This is going to be the best test you have to figure out who's the second best Orc in the world.
Absolutely. Fly versus Focus. Fly had an amazing year before his shape declined. Focus, no one really took notice of him except DreamHack Anaheim. Is that the online Gold League his shot now? He was playing solid versus X-Lord, but nothing too overwhelming. We will get into the details of that upcoming matchup. Still some time for you guys to vote for your favorite on Instagram. It's instagram.com/back2warcraft. In our stories, we have the Who Wins votes up. You voted 67% in favor of 120. That was a win to you. 95% of the votes for Lin. You were right there. In our next matchup, Fly is the favorite with 56%. You could change that throughout the game. If there are some Focus fans out there, head over to our stories, hit that button and change the outcome. We have an interview coming up with Lin.
这场比赛最后也是定格在2-0获胜的是来自韩国的兽族选手 Lin 啊，这两局他打得非常的精彩，我们接下来赶紧连线一下。Hello Lin， 祝贺你2-0获胜。
Hello， 大家好。
好，那第一个问题是关于英雄的。在之前你和莫恩的比赛当中，你都首发了这个先知，而今天的话，2局在打 Colorful 的时候都是首发了剑圣，为什么会做出这样一个改变？
원래는 섀도우 헌터를 하다가 이번에는 블러드 마스터를 썼는데 그거를 쓴 이유가 뭐예요? 선영웅을 바꾼 이유가 뭔지 알려주실 거예요?
일단 그 빌드 자체가 제어를 위해서 약간 준비 좀 꼬는 식으로 했는데 계속 하다 보니까 좀 한계에 부딪혀서 불마가 뭔가 좀 더 완벽하게 하면 이길 수 있지 않을까 싶어서 컬러풀 저는 좀 불마 위주로 준비했고요. 파시어 그 빌드는 좀 더 생각을 더 많이 해봐야 될 것 같아요.
首发先知的这个战术其实是专门 就是为了对战 Moon 准备的，但是后来用掉了之后，发现就会有一些缺陷，然后所以就对战彩色的时候是换回了那个剑圣。然后关于首发先知的这个战术的话，它需要再回去完善一下。
好，那第二个问题是在2局比赛里都大放异彩的这个给白牛灵魂形态套电盾的这个战术打的 Colorful 很不适应。这个战术是原创的吗？还是借鉴其他哪位选手的呢？
스피릿 워커를 지금 스피릿 워커 빌드를 쓰셨잖아요. 이거는 혹시 따로 준비한 거예요? 아니면 뭐 다른 선수들을 하는 거 보고 이렇게 참고해서 만든 빌드인가요?
일단 연습을 계속 많이 도와준 신희 선수한테 상당히 감사하게 생각하고요. 신희 선수랑 계속 연습을 하다 보니까 별 빌드가 더 많이 나오더라고요. 그래서 하다 보니까 이게 3티어 아처한테 그 스피릿 워커 영어를 까먹었네요. 아무튼 그 첫 번째 스킬을 쓰지 않으면 불마가 너무 쉽게 죽어서 워커를 같이 써보면 어떨까 싶어서 한번 계속 써보니까 괜찮더라고요. 그리고 워커한테 라실 거는 거는 대회 들어가기 전에 갑자기 생각나서 하게 됐습니다. 근데 손이 너무 많이 가서 좀 더 연습을 해야 될 것 같아요.
就是那个，首先要非常感谢悉尼的陪练，因为悉尼之前一直在陪他练习这个暗夜的这个战术，然后以及关于那个白牛套电盾的这个套数的话，是他在比赛前刚刚想起来的，所以就试了一下，但是感觉就是要操作的东西太多了，所以需要回去再练习一下。
好，那最后一个问题啊，我有一个朋友也是玩暗夜精灵的，然后操作可能还没有 Colorful 选手这么好，他想问一下怎么破解这个白牛套电盾，转小路有没有机会？
그 스피릿 워커 빌드를 상대할 때 나의 입장에서 혹시 지라로 하는 게 어떻다고 생각하세요? 지라 빌드를 스피릿 워커 빌드를 상대하는 게 나의 입장에서 어떻게 생각하세요?
일단 스피릿 워커를 뽑은 이유는 아처 이제 3티어 가는 아처를 위해서 뽑은 거고요. 만약에 드라를 가게 되면 스피릿 워커를 안 뽑으면 되거든요. 그냥 상대방에 맞춰서 하면 되는 거라서 모르겠어요. 컨트롤 잘하는 나엘 선수한테는 이게 좀 더 힘들겠지만 잘 못하신다면 뭐 힐링 스크롤을 많이 사는 걸 추천드립니다.
是那个白牛套电盾这个是专门针对那个 AC 的这个战士准备的。如果是转小路的话，可能他会选择另外一套战士。如果是操作型选手的话，可以就是换成别的战术。但是如果操作不是很强的话，可以参考一下他的这个战术来做。
好的，感谢令和我们的分享，也希望他在8强战里继续有好的表现。谢谢，再见。
再见。
All right, Wong again translating for us in a second. Or actually, we got the first translations here already. So, of course, the question was Fastia versus Moon. Why Blade Master now? And Lin answers, he realized that there's some weaknesses with the Keeper of the Grove and Headhunter style. So he switched it back. So maybe time to even out these weaknesses for the quarterfinals. Next question, the Walkers with the Lightning Shield was so good. Did you create it on your own? And Lin says it's due to the practice with Sini. He practiced that with me, and we just figured this out before the game. It's hard to micro. He needs to practice that a little more. So shout out to Sini for the practice. And the last question from the host was, I have a friend who's playing Night Elf. Like, what can he do against this? And Lin said, that didn't give a real solution. He says it's just against the mass archers, so not giving away the answers, which is a pretty smart thing because his next opponent is Law Lion.
Yeah, that's going to be a sick game in the top 8. Our playoffs are shaping up already to be quite amazing. 1-0 Moon, Lin versus Law Lion, and more amazing matchups that we're going to figure out with our coming games.